Hello and welcome to another episode of What Travis Says. My name is Travis. Let's talk about Doctor Who. More specifically, that cliffhanger from Oxygen. Now, I tried really hard not to post a spoiler in the title or thumbnail of this video. I feel like if somebody hasn't seen the episode, they might not exactly know what the spoiler was. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone because I know not everyone has seen the episode yet, but the BBC, they're already posting clips of the spoilery thing on their YouTube channel. They're spoiling it. So this is your warning. If you have not watched Oxygen yet, do not watch any further. Also, if you've not yet watched my review of Oxygen, there's a link down below if you want to go watch that. So as we know, in Oxygen, the Doctor is exposed to the vacuum of space without a helmet, and in doing so, loses his eyesight. The Doctor and Nardole go through this process where it looks like the Doctor gets his eyesight back. But then the episode ends with a rather cheesy, "I can't look at anything ever again, I'm still blind." The Doctor will get his eyesight back in one of two ways. Either he will get his eyesight back soon, or he won't get his eyesight back until he fully regenerates. The question is, how long will the Doctor be blind? If there wasn't any chance of Capaldi leaving anytime soon, I would say that it has to happen sooner rather than later, but we do know that Capaldi's Doctor is regenerating in the Christmas special, and at that point, every cell in his body will be born again into a new actor stepping into the shoes to play the role of the Doctor. However, I believe that the Doctor is going to get his eyesight back sooner than that, before the whole full regeneration. Capaldi's Doctor will see again. In an interview with the BBC, Jamie Matheson, the writer for Oxygen, put that whole "the Doctor goes blind" thing in the script, thinking that Moffat was going to have him rewrite that. Turns out Moffat loved the idea so much that he told Jamie that he was going to carry that idea on past that initial episode. So I feel like we'll get at least one full episode of Blind Doctor, but this next episode is the beginning of a three-parter, so he might be blind until the end of episode 8. If you rewatch the ending of Oxygen and you know what you're looking for, you can kind of see that the Doctor doesn't actually focus fully on who he's talking to. The glasses help hide it, but you can tell that something's a little off. I mean, it's not like he's using Time Lord echolocation. Pause for laughter. And in the preview for the next episode, we see that Bill doesn't know that the Doctor's blind. Nardole knows, but Bill does not. The Doctor wants to keep that little tidbit of information from Bill, which on the one hand, I can kind of understand. He's a proud Time Lord and he doesn't want to admit to possibly needing help. But then on the other hand, she's putting her life into his hands, and for him to not be completely honest with her is a little upsetting. The trailer shows him running around with his shades on, using his hands to feel things. This is going to be a very different ballgame for the Time Lord. He's going to experience these travels in a much different way than what he's used to, especially since he's not going to want to admit to needing any help. I read a comment that said that the Sonic is destroyed, his eyesight is gone, and that means that the Sonic shades are coming back, which, as silly as those were, I guess it kind of makes sense a little bit if this was going to be a long-term thing. I did make that joke about echolocation, but with the Sonic shades, it could be like Sonic location, like a whole No, it could not. And on top of that, we see what looks to be a new Sonic in the trailer. Also, speaking of the next episode, apparently there's an ancient book that needs translated. So this is the perfect time for the Doctor to lose his eyesight, he said sarcastically. Though I'm sure that him being blind is some trick to being able to translate the book without actually dying like everyone else has. And we know that Missy is going to be appearing in the next episode as well, so my question is, will Missy be able to immediately tell that the Doctor is blind? My money's on yes. Depending on how the episode goes, I feel like it's well within her character to want to separate the blind Doctor and Bill to keep him from being able to get to Bill and then terrifying Bill in some way. And if Missy's the one in the vault, we're gonna have that revealed to us too. The vault is going to be opened in the next episode. Missy is going to be in the next episode. I'm still holding out hope that it's not going to be that predictable. But if it's not Missy or the Master and whatever is inside of the vault does escape, this is definitely not the time for the Doctor to be blind. Side note, in the trailer you see that Missy is wearing a bow tie instead of her brooch, but Missy never met Matt Smith's incarnation of the Doctor, so she doesn't know that bow ties are cool, so we're not going to get that line. But let's get back to talking about the blindness. The Doctor is seen starting to regenerate in a few of the trailers, and Peter Capaldi has said that this regeneration is going to be different than a lot of the other ones that we've seen. And we've seen regeneration energy used to heal other people without actually a full regeneration happening. River's wrist, Davros. Tennant's Doctor was able to trick his regeneration into stopping because of that whole perfect storm of metacrisis. But there's no Tennant hand there for Capaldi to be able to cancel the regeneration this time. I mean, he could use regeneration energy from Missy or the Master. And also in the trailer, you see that River Song's journal appears. Her diary is there. I doubt that River Song is the key to this whole regeneration not actually regenerating thing, but this is a show where the Time Lords were able to send a batch of regenerations through a crack in time and space. So anything's possible. At this point, there's no idea what could happen. I guess we'll have to see where it goes from here. The Doctor needing to read in this next episode is pretty ironic though, don't you think? And Bill is still the pupil, and Missy will probably lash out. Okay, sorry, I apologize. These eye puns were pretty corny, yeah. In the comments down below, let me know what you think about the Doctor being blind. How long do you think it'll be until he gets his eyesight back? Will we have to wait until the Christmas special to get a full regeneration, or is he going to use regeneration energy somehow to get his eyesight back before then? As always, my name is Travis. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and you will see me tomorrow.